Hello student, in this class I'll explain types of the functions and some of the very important real functions. So let us see one by one. I am just discussing with you types of the functions. This is very important part. You must be familiar with this. See student, although we have studied the function, like we are talking about f is a function from set A to set B, where A and B are non-empty set, we can say where A and B are non-empty sets. So this we are saying. According to this also, if we will go using the Venn diagram, we can understand better. There is some type of the functions, like if you will see in this Venn diagram, you will find that there is set A, there is set B, or maybe the correspondence like it is 1, 2, 3, it is suppose A, B and C. The correspondence is going on like this, very simple correspondence. So this function is having some name actually, because this one element is connected to the one element only. So this is called 1 function. So you can keep this name also in your mind. This kind of the functions we can call, this is called 1 function. Sorry, I should not mark here. I am writing the name here. This is called 1 function. You just keep this in your mind. This is called 1 function. 1 function, as it is clear from the name, one element of the domain is having one image only. So it is 1 function. Then another, if you will go, if you will see this, there is another function possible, like if suppose I am making some set A or set B, again this is set A and this is set B, this function is there possible. And if suppose these are the elements which connected like this, element of the set A connected to the element of set B, in this way connected. So this function is called many-one function. This function is also called, this is called many-one function. Why it is many-one? It is clear from the diagram, because these two elements are having same image in set B. So that is why it is called many-one function. Then similarly further we will see, there is one function, it is called onto function also. See what is onto and what is into. The difference between onto and, sorry, I have written one function, it is onto function. This is onto function. Okay, see now what is onto and what is into. There is set A, there is set B, this is a function, these are the elements. So if suppose the elements are connected in this way, when not even a single element in set B unconnected or remaining, which is not having its pre-image, like it may be possible sometime there is some elements remaining in set B which is not having its pre-image, but it is not happening here because all the elements are having its pre-image. So whenever this kind of the situation comes, this is called onto function. At the same time, some functions called into function, some functions are called into functions, like if the opposite case of this, as I have just discussed here with you, like this is a set A, this is another set B, and this is the function. At the same time, it may be possible that some elements are connected like this, but at least one or more than one element in set B are remaining which is not having its pre-image. So this kind of the functions are called into function. See student, one functions also called injective function. This is also called injective functions, and onto functions also called surjective. Onto functions also called surjective functions, and together also sometimes we read their name. Like this function, if I am talking about, this is one also and onto also. Like this function, if I am talking about, this is many one but into. Many one because these two elements are connected with the same one, so it is many, and into because one element is not having its pre-image, so this is many one into also. Similarly, many one onto also possible if I will eliminate this element. Suppose there is no element here which is not unconnected, so this is what many one onto, but now it is many one into. This is now here in this case one onto, and if suppose here it is one element remaining, or maybe this element is suppose D, so then it is one into. So you can understand the difference in these names. So these names are, I am just writing here the possible names is what? It is one onto, it is one into, it is many one onto, and it is many one into. So these four types of the functions possible: one onto, one into, many one onto, and many one into. See student, one onto functions also called bijective. Like this function, if I am saying this is one onto, then this collectively I can call bijective function also. So at least this much of idea you must have in your mind about the functions. So this is called like types of the functions we can say. Now I will explain you some of the real value functions and their domain and their range. This is also very important to understand. I hope you understand this concept. Some of the real value function, because in this course we will study about the real functions only. So you must be familiar with these all functions, their domain and their range. So if you will see further, see now, we are talking some real functions. In this list, first function I want to explain, that is called, we can say, constant function. What is the graph of the constant function? See, graph it can be any, like y is equal to 2, y is equal to 4, y is equal to 5. These all are the constant function. So I am just simply taking a journal example. So I am just denoting this by k, and I am writing this. The function is what? Y is equal to k. This is the given function. This is the given function. Y is equal to k. What is the domain of this? See student, with the help of the graph you can understand. Domain is what? Basically the value of the real number on the x-axis. So if you are picking any real value from the x-axis, this function is having one image. Suppose I have taken this particular value, and if you will drop the perpendicular, then obviously one image I am having. So for each real value you are having image. So that means what is the domain of the function? Domain of the function can be, the domain of the function is real number. What is the range of the function? If you are talking about the range, always this function giving you the value k only for any real number. If you will check, you will find the value k only. So you can write here now the range of the function is k. This is journal I have taken, otherwise in particular cases you will go accordingly. See now one more function I will just discuss. It is suppose fx is equal to, fx means y, we can write this like, it is suppose y is equal to fx is equal to x. So this function is called identity function. This is called identity function. See the graph of this function, identity function's graph is possible like it is passing through origin. If you will see the graph, and it will make here 45-degree angle. So with the x-axis, positive direction of the x-axis. So you can see now, see if you will take any value on the x-axis, definitely you will having one value on the y-axis also. So we can say what is the domain and what is the range. So domain is what? Domain is equal to a real number, and at the same time range is also a real number in the case of identity function. See student, real number also represented by minus infinity to infinity. So sometime in books you may find like this. So it means it is written that it is real numbers only. So if further we will go, let us see. There is one more type of the function like fx is equal to or y is equal to, it may be written, very important function, modulus x. Modulus x, you know that the concept of the modulus x, we can say if y is equal to modulus x, it means when x is less than 0 it is minus x, and whenever x is greater than equal 0 it is x. So this is called modulus x. And what is this actually? It is if x square is equal to, we can say, suppose it is written x square is equal to a square. So what happens if you will write from here, what you will write, x is equal to root of a square. See student, this root of a square, square root of a square is denoted by further modulus x, which is, we can represent it by modulus x, and which gives you this value in the case of the a, which gives you this value like we can write here, if a is less than 0 it is minus x. We can write like this, it is minus x, and sorry, here I should not write this because I have explained already here. So this is if x is less than 0, minus x, greater than equal 0, it is x. So this is the concept of the modulus x. There are certain properties also which you can see in the book. See now, rough sketch is this about the modulus function. This is the graph of the modulus function. So this graph you can see, very important function which student generally do not understand what the function is saying. So modulus x function is this, graph is this, domain is what you can analyze, because from real line all the real numbers we have used. So that is why the domain is what? Real number. But if you will see the y-axis, in the y-axis we didn't come below the 0. That means we have only used the positive real numbers. So we can say now what is the domain and what is the range. So we can say domain, we can say domain is equal to, what do you think? What is domain? It is real number. And what is range? Range is only positive real number. positive real numbers only. So this function is called modulus function. And about this I just want to explain some of the property. If it is given x square is less than a square, if it is given like certain properties, x square is less than a square, what is the meaning of this? It means we are talking about modulus x is less than a. We are talking about modulus x is less than a. It means what? On the real line, if graphically you will analyze, we are talking about a distance which is between this interval minus a and a, means we are talking about this particular part. So we can write here now, it means that x belongs to minus a comma a. It means that x belongs to minus a comma a. Somewhere it is written like modulus x is less than a, but students generally do not analyze this. What is this written? It means that it is written x is having some limit, it is minus a to a, or maybe we can write x is greater than minus a and less than a. X is greater than or minus a and less than a. So these are certain property. At the same time, if the inequation goes in less than equal, then this open bracket we can convert into close bracket. So it will be like close interval. It means that we have included now minus a also and plus a also. So you can understand by this. I am simply writing here only. I am writing here now x is greater than equal minus a less than equal a. So this, at least this much of the idea you must have about this, about the properties of the modulus function. So this is particularly the distance between this value minus a and a. So this is one function, modulus function we have discussed. See now one more function I will discuss with you. This function is called, I am taking very important function, this is called greatest, or before this function I want to discuss with you this function. It is called signum function. This is called signum function, sorry. What is the method of writing this? Is modulus x upon x. Whenever any function written in this form, this is called signum function. It is also having the values like if x is less than 0, this represent minus 1. If x is equal to 0, it gives you value 1 or value 0. If x is greater than 0, it will give you 1. So this is the result of the signum function, and the graph also we can understand here. See the graph of the signum function. Whenever we will see the real value on the x-axis, it is less than 0. It is means it is lying here. The less than 0 part is this. So the value is what here? Less than minus 1. So you can understand this. If it is less than 0 means it is minus 1. So minus 1 is here. This is minus 1 on the y-axis, and you will have to make a kind of the circle here and this kind of the line. If I will draw, it is representing what? Suppose I have taken one point here. For this I have value minus 1. I have taken another real number here. For this value minus 1. So for all the real numbers with whatever I am taking here, negative real numbers, I have the same value minus 1. But if I am taking 0, this is here 0. But if I am taking positive real number, then again it is representing 1 only. So I can say it is 1 only. So you can see this is plus 1, or I should write 1 only. So that means what? For these all real numbers, this function is having 1 value. So what is the domain and what is the range? If you will calculate, for domain you can very much sure, I think, because we have used all the real numbers on the x-axis. So the domain is what? We can write easily. Domain is equal to R. And what is the range? Range is only these three numbers. So we can write -1, 0 and 1. So these three numbers are the range. So I hope it is clear to you what is the domain and range. So next very important function, this is really I must say, ये जो function, this is means we cannot forget to learn about this. This is very important, I will say, because it is not only useful in class 11th. The effect of these all functions, even these all functions goes wherever you will study the mathematics. See student, this function is called greatest integer function. This function is called greatest integer function. And very important, again and again I am saying, so don't feel bad because it is really. So the function is like fx is equal to, or y is equal to fx is equal to, simply it is written like this. So this function is called greatest integer function. And how you find out the value of this? First of all, with the help of the graph, I will try to explain you this. See the graph of the greatest integer function, it goes like this. Graph of the greatest integer function, it goes, suppose it is 1, it is 2, this is 3, this is 4, here it is 1, 2 and 3, and here it is -1, -2, -3 and -4. Here it is -1, -2 and -3. See the graph is something like this. I'll explain you this graph, but let me draw first of all. I'll explain you. I can assure you that you will definitely understand what is this function in this class, and you will never forget this. So this kind of the graph, this function represent this function also called step function, step up. See now, what is this function? If I am taking any value, from 0 to 1, any real number between 0 to 1, if I am taking any real number between 0 to 1, then the value of the function is 0 itself. But whenever I am going to 1, it gives you result 1. If I am going further, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, it is again giving you the value 1 only. But as soon as I reach on 2, it gives you value 2. But again at 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4 till 2.9 or something, it is giving you 2 only. But when I reach on 3, it gives you 3. And it keep on moving like this. Similarly, when I take the value between 0 and -1, it is giving you -1. But at -1 it gives you, it gives you here the value -2. Here I should write like this. It is -2 at -1. So the function is going like this. See now, with the help of this you can understand, I think more clear. If x I am taking greater than equal 0, less than 1, it gives you 0. If x greater than equal 1, less than 2, it gives you 1. If x is greater than equal to less than 3, it gives you 2. If x I am taking greater than equal -1, less than 0, it will give you -1. So like this, these functions keep on moving. So whenever you will take any value like 1.5, suppose you have taken, so for 1.5, if suppose it is written what is 1.5, greatest integer function 1.5. So the value you will find, it is equal to, you can write this, it is basically 1 plus 0.5, and 1 plus 0.5 it is here. So it will give you the value, it is equal to 1. It is equal to 1. So whenever it is, I just write here, this statement will help you definitely. Whenever you are writing, suppose k is any integer, or you are writing if suppose it is k minus 1, or maybe I have taken some integer, it is suppose let k belongs to integer z, then if it is suppose k minus 1, x is k minus 1, and here it is what, k, and whenever the values goes between this interval, so it will always give you the result k minus 1. And whenever it is going, if it is k and greater than equal x less than k plus 1, so means now what I am doing, I am just putting these numbers in that interval. I am taking something like here, this goes here. Now I can say this is what, if I am taking this number here, suppose this is what I am saying, this is between 1.5 is between 1 and 2. Okay, so this 1.5 I can write 1 plus 0.5 greater than equal 1 less than 2. So what is the value of this? Obviously it is 1. So we have taken 1 only. If suppose you are writing, one more example I am taking, I must write somewhere here only. So if suppose you are taking, it is, I am taking some number like suppose 2.5. 2.5 I am taking, but 2.5 it is written like this in the greatest integer function, which you can further also write like 3 minus 0.5. See student, 2.5 you can also write what, 3 minus 0.5. So if you are writing 3 minus 0.5 and it is coming in this interval, so see now where it goes to 2 only. It goes to 2 only, which you can write here, it is k minus 1, that means 3 minus 1, it is 2 only. So